Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. We've got a new patch. Star Citizen Alpha 3.22.0a has been released to live, and the Siege of Orison dynamic event is now running. That's going to be running until the 5th of February at 8 PM UTC, and there's a few more ships on sale as part of that event as well. The Siege of Orison. The event runs on Crusader at the city of Orison, the floating city. You can take the mission from priority when it's running, and you'll want to take an elevator from the Crusader Industries showroom building on the Cloud View Center to the tram that then takes you to the mission area. You can do this in quite a large group if you want, or you can just go there and hope there's other people doing it. Sort of join in with them. I love Siege because you can spawn at Orison and set your respawn point there, get all the gear you want, head out to the nearby mission, all sort of on foot, and it's heavily PvE orientated. It's not really intended for PvP play. However, obviously, there are going to be some people that do PvP type stuff, and you should get more warnings of that now in Siege with audio going on telling you that there's PvPers in the area and stuff like that as well. Siege has been hugely overhauled and updated over the last sort of couple of patches, and now is in a significantly better state than it was last time they ran it. So really excited to get involved with that. In addition to the In Case You Missed It sale, which is on until the 29th of January, there's also a selection of ships and vehicles on sale with the Siege of Orison until the 5th of February, with the Hercules A2, $750. It's a ridiculously expensive ship. It is basically the combat bomber version of the Hercules. Very big, can take like tanks and stuff to combat zones, can drop massive bombs, but it is stupidly expensive and something I would recommend, as along with most ships that you get in-game with in-game funds, which you can actually buy those ships in-game now. And there's the Hercules C2 for $100, although there is a War Bond upgrade available for $30 off the price. There's the Ares Inferno, which is a size 7 gun strapped to some wings. Chain gun, $250 for that one. Ares Ion, lots of controversy about the ship. Originally more like a sniper ship. It sort of got a bit nerfed so it couldn't hit other fighters so easily because it wasn't intended to be used as an anti-fighter sniper. It's sort of like an alternative to a bomber shooting certain sections and points of ships at range, but larger ships. $250 again for that one. Buccaneer, a medium fighter that's strapped with a ton of weaponry, but not a huge amount of defense. There's the C8X Pisces Expedition, sort of kind of like a snub, but it's got a quantum drive, which makes it really interesting, and it's got a couple more weapons than the standard C8. $45 for that one. Great little starter ship, or something to have inside something like a Carrack or whatever. You've got the Corsair, $250 for this Explorer, one of my favourite ships in the game. Sort of no-frills exploration, allows you to do a little bit of everything in Star Citizen. The Cyclone MT. Cyclone, little buggy MT version there, has a missile and normal turret sort of hybrid, so it's got missiles and a pew-pew. $75 for that one. You've got the Cyclone TR, which is basically a turret without missiles, $65. And then you've got the Hammerhead, again, very expensive ship. Not expensive as the Hercules A2, oddly. $725 for the Hammerhead. Basically a conventional weapon corvette is the way to describe it. Patrol and defense is sort of what it would be good at. Lots and lots of pew-pew. Very good at shooting down fighters and missiles and bombs and interception of that sort of stuff. Defensive field, protection of other larger ships, stuff like that. You also have the Spartan, which is $80, sort of a APC there, using the Atlas chassis, which is used on like things like the Blister as well. Now, something I was a bit confused about is, where's the Mercury Star Runner in all that? That is my favourite ship. I suspect that should have been on sale. I mean, it's a sale of kind of Crusader ships as well, right? So, where's the Mercury Star Runner? But CIG. Is this a mistake? But jump into the Siege of Orison. You should be able to get it on a load of the servers you're on. It will keep on repeating. And if it's not on the server that you are on currently, it's like server hop. It would be my suggestion to get it on a server where it's just started or isn't at the very end. Or I suppose if it's at the very end, you can just wait for it to start again. Very different feeling if you're trying to do it solo or in a very small group or a pair or whatever, compared to doing it in a huge group and sort of coordinating. Because you do need to do a lot of stuff in the Siege of Orison. You do need to take out these lieutenants and then get codes to turn off the iffies and turn on some of the trams and then move between these islands to assault the main barge at the end. It is a very cool mission, and yeah, I'm looking forward to jumping in. I'm really interested to know what people's experiences of that are. with the latest build, because I suspect some people are having an amazing time, some people are going to be saying, oh, there's different bugs now, or oh yeah, it was good, I could complete it, but there's these bugs, or no, can't even start the mission, wasn't on my server, the lieutenants don't spawn, things like that. So I'm really interested whatever your experience is. We also have that Star Citizen Alpha 3.22.0a patch now live, so the patch focus is mostly on Siege of Orison, but also a slew of general bug fixes. It is a surprising 13 gigabytes in size, that patch, and there has been a mini wipe as well. So what's been wiped? Anything not in the long-term persistent database, basically. So consumables, including ammo, meds, stuff like that. Refinery jobs, ship rentals, some things that were purchased with in-game funds can be lost as well if they weren't stored properly in a local hangar. So that could be occasionally a ship or some items or whatever. Hopefully you won't have lost anything that matters. Alpha EBC, ships, vehicles, gear, most of that should all carry over now. If you're having terrible issues with the game crashing, like all the time, or some other weird errors, it's always a good idea to delete your shader folder when you're updating Star Citizen. You can see the details of how to do that in the patch notes that I've linked below at the top of them. There are a couple of feature updates with the patch. They've increased damage, output, and health of defense turrets across the system. So that's at space stations and at ground locations. That will sort of change some of the meta there. NPC bounty contract ships have had their cargo manifest amounts lowered for economy balance, which I think is a bit of a shame. I actually want to see, I suppose I want to see more variance of what you can get. Sometimes I want to see a very little, sometimes I want to see something amazing in there, or like a properly stocked ship going, oh wow, we've hit the jackpot here. Santok Yai has had a polish pass for its audio, and there's a ton of bug fixes. Let's go through some of them. They fixed an issue causing the air traffic control to fail to detect vehicles within the loading zone or fail to initiate cargo transfers. Using a tractor beam to move ships should no longer impact frame rate severely. They fixed multiple issues causing shuttle transit at Orison to stop before reaching its destination, and an issue causing tractor beams to fail to work on a container when multiple players interact with the same cargo container. Glacier Rehabilitation Facility transit elevators should no longer go missing. They fixed an issue causing ship maneuvering to fail when a player with an injury is in the co-pilot seat, and an issue causing large sections of the Cutlass Black's hull to be invulnerable to damage. What? That's a nerf. That was a really powerful ship. The external fuel rack on the Drake Cutter Rambler should now provide its correct quantum fuel capacity. Landing pad turrets at Security Post Korea should no longer despawn when streamed out. They fixed an issue causing melee takedowns on NPCs, enemies to not count as mission kills, and an issue that would cause undersuits to be permanently lost when equipping armor. Selling at the commodity kiosk should no longer sometimes be limited to selling one unit at the time. They fixed an issue that could cause the server FPS to drop when you try and repair a snub ship from a constellation with a custom loadout. Players should now be able to correctly press charges when a ship is being towed by another player without permission. Weapons should no longer fail to shoot and holster themselves after using med pens when sprinting. Fixed an issue causing missiles, bombs, and torpedoes to disappear immediately after traveling a short distance from the player. The Mercury Star Runner AI in high-risk threat bounty missions should no longer spawn as civilians. They also fixed 4 client and 10 server crashes, as well as a server deadlock. So this is an awesome load of fixes to get into the game and to get the game into an even better place. And yeah, Star Citizen at the moment in 3.22, actually pretty good. There are a load of Siege of Orison specific bug fixes too. The iffy container code on Lieutenant's tablets should no longer display as 0. They fixed an issue that could cause the island's boss to not spawn, and an issue that could cause them to spawn and get stuck underground. Restreaming in a Crusader platform after other players have left it should no longer cause the Crusader ships to be destroyed. They fixed an issue causing data hack screens to reset after being stopped if you return to the room. An issue causing the siege mission to not progress and tell players to leave the platforms to complete the mission. They fixed multiple floating loot boxes located on admin center platforms. Siege barge should no longer go missing on the admin platform after multiple mission runs on the same shard. They fixed an issue causing Siege FPS AI to not leave their spawn closets. The anti-air should now correctly function after disabling the iffy AI will occasionally slide when moving in and out of cover. Spawn closets located at the barge should now spawn FPS AI correctly. Eliminating an island boss before their marker appears should no longer cause mission objectives to fail or to not update from that point onwards. Players should no longer be able to fly Crusader ships out of the mission area when they're not allowed to. Rowena Dooley's comms audio should no longer constantly spam players once the code is obtained at Selenki platform. So on paper, this live patch and Siege of Orison genuinely in a great state. Zin and I will be jumping in and playing this over the next few days to see if that's the case. Seen lots of positive stuff in Reddit and on sort of comments and patch replies and that sort of stuff. Also seen some people saying they're having a terrible time or it's broken, but it's better than it was before, stuff like that. So probably a mixed bag at the moment. I do think Star Citizen is in the best state it's ever been in. I'm really hoping the Siege is in a great state and I can get a good few play sessions of that and sort of complete it all the way through. I am really interested to know other people's experiences of this patch, though, of just 3.22.0a in general on live and the Siege of Orison playthrough that they might do over the weekend. I suppose I better quickly go over the known issues in the patch. So they've actually reduced the list a lot and refined it somewhat. So the Santok UI and the X1 flight tuning, they're not fully complete. They're going to tune that later. The final boss NPC won't spawn during the illegal retrieval consignment missions. The legal version still works properly though. AI enemies can get stuck in a walking animation sometimes. When utilizing tractor beams to move cargo within the ship, cargo boxes can snap outside of the ship. Enemy AI can spawn out of bounds of their intended spawn points. That is probably the most egregious, annoying one in the patch at the moment. Sometimes NPCs aren't spawning at the underground bunkers, that you are unable to repair vehicles that have been soft-deffed. When docking at a station, the docking arm will not extend properly. When retrieving a ship, it may spawn outside the hangar it is assigned to. Players can lose their loadout and equipped items after dying in an armistice zone. Missiles being ready to fire don't appropriately show on your UI. When multiple players attempt to log in to the same location, they can be put in the same bed and then basically get stuck. When a vehicle is landed in the hangar of the 890 jump, the 890 jump can no longer stow correctly. Sometimes energy weapons state they've got 0-0 in ammo count and can't be fired. Players cannot exit the ship using the exit seat option via personal inner thought. You have to do that with your hotkey or other means. I would say a lot of those known issues, though, are intermittent at best, as a lot of them won't affect you and aren't super common even when you do meet all the conditions to potentially get the bug. Still, it'd be nice to clear them out because they do affect you sometimes. There's obviously a load of other edge cases and bugs and problems as well. And as I said, I'm really interested to know your experience of Star Citizen in the current patch and playing Siege of Orison, but whatever your questions or thoughts, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. The giant ape climbed the skyscraper, swatting at helicopters that harassed him. You look up at the massive 50-foot creature of muscle and hair. He's got you firmly in his grasp. Any more pressure and you'd snap like a twig. He brings you to his mouth, and then you realise you should have got yourself nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. It would have provided you security and anonymity, preventing the great ape from finding you, but also accessibility to some of your favourite shows. Check out the links below for a massive discount and to help support the channel. Do you like using your eye holes for extra immersion in Star Citizen and help aim and do some cool stuff? Well, you can with Tobii Eye Tracker 5, which is on sale at the moment. This gives you native high-precision head and eye tracking in Star Citizen. Very cool for general immersion, for combat both in ship or on foot. They are absolutely fantastic pieces of kit, and both Zin and I have one. Use the links below to grab one for 15% off or to find out more. Talking about supporting the channel, you can help by pressing that join button under my videos or even becoming a Patreon with the links below again. That goes a long way to helping us make daily Star Citizen content. A massive thank you to everyone that does that already or supports the channel in other ways like commenting, liking and sharing videos. We are just about to hit 200,000 subscribers, which is awesome, seeing we are a niche Star Citizen dedicated channel. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For January 2024, we are giving away a Drake Corsair. This is a very popular multi-role and multi-crew explorer ship that is very good at a huge range of stuff in the verse. It also comes with lifetime insurance and a game package, all you need to play Star Citizen, and all you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during this month. More details in the video description. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out my channel and other videos on there as well, and I'll see you in the verse.